All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little sampler that I wanted to give you of how I would go about analyzing my GRE practice tests and if I'm on track with my studying, okay? Or what we would recommend to do when you first start seriously prepping for the GRE. So let's say that the program that I want to attend has an average accepted student score of 156 on the quantitative and 155 on the verbal section, okay? So what we would recommend doing is that you take a practice test cold. It's winter break. You've got time before you go back to school. Just chunk out a couple of hours and take a GRE practice test. Ideally, this would be a retired paper test. And once you get your scores for that, then you can go and you can look at and you can see, okay, so my score right now, I've got a 138 on the quantitative and a 137 on the verbal. Taking a practice test cold means you haven't studied at all whatsoever, so your score is likely going to be low. If it isn't low, that means, guess what? You're doing pretty good and you probably don't need to study for as long. But let's say since my score is about 20 points lower than what I want it to be for both sections, I'm going to go through, and this is arguably the most important part of this video, and I'm really going to analyze the questions that I missed and figure out what were their common themes. Were there certain areas in particular that I really struggled with, and how can I address those? So for the quantitative section, I found that there was just a bunch of geometry formulas that I just completely forgot about from high school. Okay, so I need to go back and review those. That should be pretty easy. Once I've got those formulas down, I should be able to improve my score quite a bit. And then there's different question types. So the quantitative comparison questions, numerical entry questions, and data interpretation questions that I whiffed on. I missed. I just had a hard time. I struggled with those. So there are a lot of different GRE prep resources that are out there to help you learn how to manage each of these different question types. These question types are the same. They are on every GRE test. They roughly have the same amount of questions ratioed out per section. It's just a matter of making sure you know how to tackle these different sections and the strategies to use. If we go down to verbal, I struggled with, there was a lot of vocab words that had common Latin roots that if I would have known those, it would have been much easier for me to understand them. So I should go back and I should review some of those Latin roots that I struggled with in particular. And then there's text completion with 2 blanks. I missed a lot of those questions. Reading comprehension with more than 3 questions, I missed a lot of those. And then text completion with 3 blanks, I missed those as well. And so because those are the common themes that are popping up for both the quantitative and the verbal sections, I'm going to go back through, and those areas are going to help me create my study plan for the next several weeks before I take my next practice test. And then our next video that we're going to post will go on and to show you how to make a decent study schedule based on the data that you have. So this is, again, focusing your study plans around practice tests. And as you take more practice tests, you get more reps, you get better at taking the test and preparing for the test. And then you get to see, based on more of a real-life simulation, are my scores trending towards what these target scores are up here, right? Is my target score getting closer to this? So my next test, I'm hoping that I'm in, the mid 140s, and then that lets me know that I'm on track towards this target goal, okay? So I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you want more GRE prep information, don't forget to sign up for our upcoming masterclass this Saturday. We're gonna go over application planning, which the GRE is definitely gonna be included in that. And I would highly recommend that you come. Even if you can't make it to the live event, you can still register, and a recording will be sent out a couple of hours after the event concludes. And you also are going to be entered automatically to win our free coaching session giveaway. So you aren't going to want to miss out on that. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Take care and happy applying.